I show you something that I love to do this time of year that most people don't know how to make, but they enjoy. And that's making Jamaican sorrel. Now, the way my family does it, we call it sorrel wine. Yep. So we're using the dry hibiscus sorrel to make it. But we do it different from most people. So I'm going to just show you quickly what you need to do. So right now I've got some ginger that I prepped, I washed, I brushed, and I'm now going to blend it to add to my boiling water. Okay, so that's fully blended now. Now this get added to the boiling pot of water. Nothing fancy, just simple sorrel wine. And as you'll see, the pot is indeed boiling. I'll put this so you can see. The only thing that I have added to it is some nutmeg. And that's it. I grated some fresh nutmeg in this pot of water, and it's full on boiled right now. So everybody have their own method, but this is the way I do it to get that rich flavor and taste. I do add some ground cinnamon, not much. I'm also going to put in some ground star anise. Usually I put a couple of the pods, but I'm all out, so I'm just putting the star anise directly. It has a very strong, rich flavor. I'm also going to add some ground cinnamon, cloves. And that's just the last spice that I'm really going to add is some ground pimento. To really bring out the flavor, I'm actually going to put cinnamon sticks, but I rinse them before I add them. I always do. So then I've rinsed it, I'm adding it to the pot. A lot of people like to add this because they say they help to preserve the sorrel, and that is the peel of orange. So what I did the other day, I peeled some orange and I baked it just to dry it a little faster so that I can put it in my storage. Now the thing that makes Jamaican sorrel distinct is ginger, and I've already grounded, blend roughly about 2 pounds of ginger. I'm adding it. So slowly to this because I don't want it to get burning. So to prepare it, I just wash the ginger, brush in between, you know, those little knots on the ginger. And where I thought I couldn't get it clean, I just ripped it off and brushed everything through. So I just needed to get to a roaring boil. Then I'll add the sorrel to it. I'm just going to cover it back for a moment. If you were on with me earlier, you saw that I was making rice and peas. So I'm just going to turn the camera so that you can see. This timer just went off. And it's saying that my rice and peas should be completely ready now. I don't want this water in my pot. But let's put it off. And as you can see, my rice is fluffy, it's flaky, and it's now evenly cooked. See that? Perfect rice and peas. Oops, and I just burst the pepper in it. Yikes! Ah, somebody's gonna scream when they get that hot pepper that just got busted in their rice. I'm taking out my wedge of ginger. I don't need it in there anymore. So that's what I do to get perfectly shelly rice. Well, I should say Lenten rice and peas. And this you can pair with any protein dish or salad or whatever you want to serve it with, or you can have it with a nice plain bowl of soup. Another piece of thyme. Just taking that out. Yeah, that's all I do. Another piece of thyme I can see here. Take it out. So that's perfect. Hubby started his new job today. Full first day, no training. Well, he's training with others, but the first full day on the job. Not like sitting in a room training. So I cooked something that I know he will love. And that's done. Now back to the job at hand, which is my sorrel. Almost at a bubbling, which is what I want it to be. Okay, give it another minute or two. And when it starts to bubble, I'll add the sorrel. If you're in Canada, you can typically get this, which is a great sorrel, hibiscus. Sells for roughly $7 a package. Yep, and there it goes. It's bubbling now. So now that it's ready for my sorrel. And because the sorrel is coming from some factory somewhere, I usually rinse it. So I just rinse it in cold water because I don't want my sorrel to bleed out. color from the sorrel is already starting to run, and that's the thing with dried sorrel. You lose a lot of the color when you wash it, but I still do. I'm not sure what they do in those factories. So, if you want to do the old-fashioned way, once you add it to the pot, you would just cover it, turn off the heat, and let it sit for 2 days. But I'm gonna blend up the old and new fashion. I'm gonna do package number 2. For a pot like this, you can add up to 3 packages of sorrel hibiscus, but for this time around, because I have so much water in it, my pot is ready to boil over. So you know I can't have that, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do the spoon method. It doesn't help that I have it on super high, so I'm gonna turn on the heat a bit. I do not want this. Oops, I just pushed it right over. But I don't want it boiling over. So I am making sure I keep the spoon right across. I don't know why this packaging didn't so hard time to open. Okay, package number 2. Rinsing that off real quick to add to my pot here now. See that rich wine color that's showing up already? And it's getting darker. That's because I'm adding more sorrel. So when the sorrel has fully soaked, then the rich color of the sorrel will become the color of the water. And at which point it will no longer be just water, but it will be sorrel wine. Now some people do add a bay leaf or 2 into this. Because I put the orange and all the other spices, I'm not gonna put bay leaf. If I had not put, like, say, the pimento, I could possibly put bay leaf, but I have pimento, so that'd be good for me. Most people from other areas of the Caribbean, when they make sorrel, they don't put ginger. So the ginger really sets Jamaican apart from everybody else. Because we have ginger in our beverage. It's such a waste. And I see the rich color after I've washed it. And that's why I love the fresh sorrel over the dried sorrel. But hey, you live in North America. It's not like I have the sorrel field outside. You see, when I wash it, I get stuff. And that's why I wash it. A lot of people don't, but I choose to. So I'm just going to let it boil for a couple minutes. And then I will turn it off. It smells so good, guys. This smells super good. Super, super good. The same spoon I'm using as my shield I can use to stir it up. You can see the wine color, the rich wine color from the sorrel. So basically, when the heat touches the sorrel, it sucks out the color. Similar like how you do, like when you're doing tie dye or when you're using the different natural stuff to get your colors. Yeah, sorrel, hibiscus, or pods can be also used to get you a wide range of reds and pinks and for your own tie dye too. So this is a great way to make it. And tomorrow will be 24 years of marriage for myself. Hi, who's that? Chakra? Hola, how you doing? Thanks for the greeting. Yeah, so I just wanted to pop on back real quick to show you guys that this is what you do to make your sorrel wine. So 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna power off the stove. I will put on the lid and I'll let it sit overnight. And mid-afternoon, I'll add a bit of brown sugar just to put a little bit of sweetness to it. If you're having it for herbal purposes, no sugar needed. Don't add any sugar. The ginger is very rich, very potent, as well as the sorrel. So when you just have those two combined, you get a perfect blend. So you don't need to add sugar if you're having for health purposes. But if you're just doing it like I'm doing it, because it's the perfect drink for celebrating, then you add a bit of sugar. A lot of people use white sugar, but no. I grew up with my grandma using cane sugar to sweeten the sorrel, and she didn't use a lot, so I also don't use a lot. And I find you get a great flavor. And that's all there is to it. So not a minute and a half to go, and then I'm gonna power off this stove. But my sorrel is good to go. Look at that rich goodness. Do you want some? Have you ever had sorrel? I never asked that. Did you have sorrel wine before or the sorrel drink? I know you can get it to buy in the store, but it's not the same thing. That's very much highly pasteurized, so it's not the rich, vibrant flavor. But if you get the opportunity to get Jamaican sorrel from a friend or at an event, then try it. It should have a color similar to this. And you should smell that strong aroma from the ginger. You know that it is authentic Jamaican sorrel. Thank you guys for popping on. That's all I wanted to show you today. I'm gonna power off the stove now and let this simmer out for a few more minutes. But it's gonna sit for me until I'm ready to sweeten it. And I'm probably gonna do it in about another 8 hours or so. If I can, I'll pop online and show you how I sweeten, bottle, and put away for storage. But yeah, I'm excited to have some sorrel wine. This is a celebration week for me. Anniversary, birthday, yeah. And most of all, I'm alive. Ooh, ooh, yeah, so I'm celebrating. And this is one of my favorite drinks for celebrations. Jamaican sorrel wine. And it's the things that I add to it, why I call it, my family and I call it sorrel wine. Without those things that I add to it, it will just be regular Jamaican sorrel, which is good. But I took it up a notch or two by adding my personal blend. And I didn't hide anything from you. I shared it. So if you want to try it, you can try it. And it's easy to do. I can't resist this. That's sitting on the side. All this time waiting for me to taste it. Perfection. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so I've got some cleanup I need to finish up. So I'm gonna do that, and then this is now ready. It's calming down. The heat has been turned off. So the next thing for it now is to sit and seep overnight. Technically, it's not overnight because it's like, what time is it? It's 3:30 in the morning, and that's me having a nighttime inspiration. I've been wanting to make sorrel wine now for about 2 weeks, and I just didn't get around to doing it. So and now that it is finally done, hooray! I'm happy. If you've never had sorrel wine before, let me tell you this: one sip, that's all you need. One sip, and you forget about all your problems, and there's no alcohol in it. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so just like that now, it's no longer boiling, very quiet. I'm making absolutely sure. I still see a little bit of movement because simple as it might be, if you cover too quickly, it will foam up and you lose your sorrel. And I cannot afford to lose my sorrel tonight. No, I would cry buckets of water. So I'm making sure my pot comes to a complete calm. And I'm moving my rice. Yeah, it's still bubbling from the heat that resides in the element. So I'm going to shift over to this side where there's nothing so that it's getting done faster. And there we go. Yeah, just like that. Almost completely. Although it's moved off the element, it's still showing me a little bit of flicker, and that's because I kept it on the element even after I powered off the stove. And with my stove, it does stick around for about good 15 minutes, that heat. And I'm trying to run away from the heat. So, sorrel wine, it's ready at the stage that it can get right now. It's ready to gonna be. And then after this, it steeps for hours. But as I say, in the olden days, they would let this sit for like up to 2 days. I'm just doing it for a few hours because what I did is different from what my grandma would do. My grandma would not have allowed it to boil with the sorrel in there, but because it's dehydrated sorrel, I decided to let it boil for a few minutes to extract the color from the sorrel hibiscus pot faster. So yeah, we children do things differently. And you can still see it, peekaboo. Oh yeah, I'll be ready. For the first time, my sorrel wine in my fridge is completely out. I cannot believe that was that good this year. We finished it all. Okay, so this is for 8 hours. I'll set a timer just so that I can be mindful of the time that it's actually sitting at rest. But that's all that I do for it. So thank you. Again, remember, eat to live, not live to eat. I've made up my sorrel wine and I'm excited. And then you get really excited when those special days are coming around. I know I do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Explore my channel, like my videos, share my videos. And if there's content that you like to see me do, let me know. Just drop a comment in my and for any of the videos that I've done, and I'll see if I can do what you're asking me to do. Let's grow this channel together, right? We are a community. Take care. I'm jumping off again. God bless. I appreciate you. Mwah.